I'm sorry. I said 1,000. I'm way behind. All right, without further ado, let's get into the heart of this message, man. Bmike. Anxiety. First time I'm checking this artist out. You guys were putting me to school, so let's get into the heart of this thing. Is that a gun?
Michael?
Yeah.
Right this way, please, Michael. What can I do for you today?
I just need something to take this edge off and I'll be on my way.
Well, I can't just give them to you.
What the fuck, why
Why
not?
don't you take a seat and we'll have a little chat.
Every single day it breaks me to pieces. I taste the defeat at the feet of my demons. I'm such a fucking waste of achievement. I should put this trigger to my brain and just squeeze it. Cause Lord, I know I ain't been no saint. But tell me what I did to deserve this pain. Tell me what I did to deserve this hurt. When all I ever did was put everybody first.
And how does that make you feel?
These days, I just don't feel shit. I don't feel a thing at all. I don't feel like I exist. That's why I need my fix, so I can just feel something. How do you describe the word empty? Try to describe the word nothing. Wait, fuck that. Use my name as the definition. Write it on my forehead. Defective, out of commission. I'm sick of it. Losing myself, I'm sick of it. Check my fingerprints. You'll see how little the percentages. I've given it my all. I've given it my all and so much more. But everybody's still walking out that door. I've given it my all. It's getting to the point where it's sad as fuck. I've given it my all, but it's not enough. It's not
Sleeping
enough.
pills don't work.
Wow. Boy. And that's the truth. Anxiety is a real issue, but he's talking about some of his personal struggles here. Mental health, suicidal thoughts. You know, when you do your best and your best is not good enough, you know. So there's a lot happening here, man, and I have to admit, we face situations such as that, right, in our own personal lives sometimes. Very powerful song, strong lyrics, very relatable as well. I like this artist.
Fuck, I've given it my all, but it's not enough. It's not
The sleeping
enough.
pills don't work, the healing pills don't work. I still feel pain with the pain pills, now those same pills don't work. If I don't get a couple perks, I'm about to go berserk. I swear to God, nobody can fix the shit, not even the church.
Now tell me, what good would a pastor do? Except be mad at you, then tell you that you sinned a bunch of times, but I've forgiven you. You know they won't admit it, and God himself is forbid it. But it's probably still just half of all the shit the priest committed.
And how does
Okay, brother. I need to hear that again. Oh, wow.
Except be mad at you, then tell.
Let's see that again.
Same pills don't work. If I don't get a couple perks, I'm about to go berserk. I swear to God, nobody can fix the shit, not even the church.
Now tell me, what good would a pastor?
You know, there's some truth to that, though. There's some truth to that. I wouldn't say it's true for all churches. What, unfortunately, the vast majority of our churches today, and you're hearing this from a pastor, we don't do a good enough job ministering to those in need. Is a fact, okay? And I think somewhat we are disconnected from society. We are disconnected from the pain of others. No, very few individuals can run into a church with these type of mental issues and problem and stresses and find the help that they're looking for. It is rare. Now, there are some ministers, some pastors, and some of the members of the church who will certainly do the best they could to assist and help. But unfortunately, the vast majority of our churches are not about that. And one thing,
Except be mad at you, then tell.
look what he just did here. So right here in the video, this is a very powerful statement. And again, that's also very true. You got the money flashing through the screen and the church. And it's true. In many cases, our church has become a place of buying and selling. You know, it becomes a business. It was never meant to be a business. That's not Jesus's fault. That's the fault of men. Thank God our church, we very orchestrated. We got there's a lot of order in the way we do things, conferences and so on, and we know that everything there is perfect. But the members are very evangelistic minded, you know, very spiritually minded, which is a positive thing. This Saturday, guys, I'll be preaching, so I'm gonna see if I could live stream the sermon for the first time, which I don't like to link up my YouTube channel to the church channel. If you want to know what the church channel is, you let me know. I'll send that to you. But the thing is, it is a fact. You know, there's a lot of greed happening in the church. There's very little connection to those in the world. Many of us don't know how to relate to people in the world, and I had to grow. I had to learn how to learn what it means to be friends. You know, not trying to make people Christians all the time, but to be able to come down to your level and understand what's going on in your world. So this artist is challenging a lot of things here that I think needs to be challenged, and I think the church certainly do need to grow. And it's true. You know, the unfortunate reality is we don't do a very good job ministering to those in need, and that's something that needs to be changed.
You that you sinned a bunch of times, but I've forgiven you. You know they won't admit it, and God himself is forbidden, but it's probably still just half of all the shit the priest committed.
And how does that make
That's a fact, though. And again, that particular point is happening not just in the Catholic Church, it's in the Protestant Church too. You know, some of the crimes and some of the abuses of the church and ministers and pastors. Come on, man. It's just like there is no justification for that. And we don't tolerate that. You know, like we even do background checks for anyone who's working with kids. Is that serious of a thing when it comes to working with any young children in our church because of the issue? It shouldn't have to be that way. But when you're dealing with sinful men, you better watch it. So there's a lot of things we consider as well. But yeah, that is a problem. It's just there's nothing else to say to that. It shouldn't be in a church. It is there because of man-made policies, lack of self-control, fleshy ideologies, passion of men. So there are a lot of other reasons as well. The song is very deep. I certainly agree with you. This song is very, very deep. This is my first listening to the song as well. And yeah, thank you so much, Cody. This is powerful stuff. And I think as a church, I have to admit, there's a lot of things that we do wrong. You know, we're not doing a very good job ministering to those in needs, and you know, people who have mental illness, who are really going through issues. Very few of them can walk into a church and find the help they're looking for. And it shouldn't be this way. It shouldn't be this way. But here we are.
And God himself is forbidden, but it's probably still just half of all the shit the priest committed.
and how does that make
Ask me one more time, how the fuck I feel? I'ma fucking lose my mind. Step aside, I need the pill. Step aside, I need the Xanny. Step aside, I need the Vicodin, and I'll be on my way so I can just get back my life again. You do not give a shit. Stop pretending, stop lying. Cause to you, I'm just a jack, bitch, just a dollar sign. Another vacay with the kids, hubby couldn't be prouder. And all you had to do was ask me how I feel for an hour.
Wow. He went after her. she's about the money. I'm just another number in your, I don't know, in your job. You just want to add me to your list, but really, ultimately, are you really caring, trying to help people out? Very good point, though. I have to certainly admit that makes a lot of sense. If you were to ask me, yeah, let's keep going.
See, that's the problem with pretentious technicalities. You preach insanity and then expect my weekly salary. So tell me who's the crazy person now, bitch? And yet you think you qualified to treat me? I've given him my all. I've given him my all and so much more. But everybody's still walking out that door. I've given him my all. It's getting to the point where it's sad as fuck. I've given him my all, but it's not enough. It's not enough.
Oh, no.
Man, I came up a long way. smooth operator. Now it's the opposite.
You know, what do you do when you're under extreme level of anxiety as an individual? I would like to know your answers down there. What are some things you do to help you detox and come out of the stressful situation you might be in that seems to be somewhat overwhelming you? I think we can be honest. If you have some tips, please share with me down there.
To be a smooth operator. Now it's the opposite. Anxiety. Oh, big time. Anxiety. Yeah. I feel it swimming through my veins.
Yes, Eric. You put the song right in the chat room, and I will add that to the polls, and we'll vote for the next one. Okay.
Afraid I might get the blade, make a slit and let the blood spill out. Anxiety. Oh, big time. Anxiety.
Wow. It's crazy you said that, Brian. You said exactly what I was thinking at first. As soon as I saw him, I was like, this guy reminds me of NF. That's the first thought that I had of him. He has the hat, he has the darker room type of feel, and that's like NF style of music. But I didn't want to say it. I don't like to compare and contrast too many times. But here you go saying the very thing that I was thinking. Thank you for that. Powerful song. Content is strong. There's no denying it. A lot of people are going through stresses and anxiety, and oftentimes they are, they just put them on meds. They are saying you have certain mental issues and certain mental illness, and you're gonna need this anxiety pill. You're gonna need that and this and that to help you to overcome with your stressful situation. And some people feel like drugs is the only way out. And I've been in situations where I've experienced anxiety to a case in very stressful situations, but not to the point where I didn't know what to do with myself. I think certainly I give God thanks because no matter what is happening in my world, I find that whenever I take it to the Lord in prayer, He has a way of taking it off my shoulder. And sometimes it takes days, sometimes it takes months, but God always lifts it up. I've experienced that power, and I never had to go anywhere but to Him. Now there's been counseling sometimes, but it's not for anxiety purposes. There's been marriage counseling and stuff like that to strengthen my relationship with my wife and things like that. But as far as anxiety is concerned, that is not something I've ever dealt with. So I don't really know what that is to the point where a person becomes suicidal. I don't know what that is. Now, I've had instances in my personal life way in the past before I became a Christian where I was suicidal, but it was because of relationship problems, but it wasn't, it was just relationship and lack of self-control. That's really what the issue was. But lately this hasn't been the case. But the fact is, people are going through that, and I think Bmike song here speaks volume for many of us. There's a lot of truth in that. When it comes to anxiety, it's a real issue, and some people don't know how to deal with that. And I would like to know, what do you guys do? Yeah, breathing exercises. And that correct? Breathing exercises. That's right. And what triggered you stay away from if you can. Very, very smart. Very, very smart. Yeah, very hard to listen to for you, right? Very hard. Hey, Brianna, I want to say hello to you. I'm glad you're here. For those of you who are new, I will certainly say, please make sure you check out the Luke and Live. Let me put that on the screen for you here. Luke and Live 365. This is the official website for this channel. It's under construction, guys. It's a work in progress. Please don't run with everything yet. So but this is kind of what it looks like. I'm gonna see if I want to introduce that to you. It's exciting because I've been working on this one. For those of you who don't know, it's just me and my wife running this channel. She doesn't do the techie part, so it's been a lot on me. Plus I work full-time, plus there's a church, plus I have ministry, plus I'm in school, plus I'm a husband and a father. So it's a lot. I'm pretty good at managing my time and knowing what to do and when to do it. So what I'm asking for is more help. I'm asking for help with this website. If anybody could help me, you are techie enough, let me know what your email is and I'll link you to that and share that Google's info with you so you can have access to this. So yeah, this is kind of what you see on the website if you go there, guys. There are a few videos I have posted in the front. We have the reaction part as well, where there are a few. This is going to lead you right into our reaction videos. I have Bible study. These are yet to be worked on, so that when that is ready, I will make sure you guys get a link to that. But there is this is the second channel. This leads us to our second channel. Bible study made simple, salvation subject, look and live Bible studies. This is what's going on right now on Sunday. We in lesson number 6, and it's all posted on the channel as well. I'm working on some merch. Yeah, that's a work in progress. I'm working on some merch. I'll put a link to that over here. This is a donation page for those of you who want to support this channel as well, is there. So this is what it looks like for now. There's going to be a lot of changes. I'm going to change all of this and make it look somewhat better. And this is, by the way, this is the family. We have one more son. He's not on here. So this is what you're looking at that's my wife. This is our daughter. This is my son from another marriage before I met my wife. And this is my son with my wife here. So that's kind of what you look at. There is an older son that's from my wife. He's not in the picture. So this is the Look and Live family. And right on the page here, you will see, like, check it out. The website is in the link, so get to know what we got going on here. Okay. So I want to go back to the song to say once again, thank you so much for this one. Appreciate the content of the message. I love what Bmike have just done here, man. Very honest, to be vulnerable, to be true. But one thing I will say to you, though, one of the best ways, I've said it before, there may be several ways. Taking deep breaths, taking a walk around the park, talk to someone, or, just be real and be honest with yourself about some of the issues that you are facing in your life, and God can certainly help you. But I would like to say, before I take any more requests, guys, I would like to say one of the best ways that I've seen that working with and dealing with anxiety works for me, I take it to the Lord in prayer. When I take it to the Lord in prayer, I give it to the Lord. That is something sometimes we don't know how to do very well, but you have to learn how to do that, right? I'm going to show you what I mean by that. Jesus says, come unto me, all ye that labor. That labor here could mean all you that are anxious or stressed out, right? And are heavy laden. So whatever burdens you have, Jesus said, I'm going to give you rest. How are you going to do that? He tells you to take my yoke upon you and learn of me, for I am meek and lowly in heart. You see right here, there's a whole lot. I can preach all day right here. The solution to anxiety is right here in verse 29. So the first thing you want to do, you want to come to Jesus. It's so significant. You come to him, but you come to him with the problems and you give them to him in prayer. So if you're going through some mental issues, some situation, relationship wise, financial problem, you say, Lord, I'm giving you this matter. I'm placing it in your hands. I'm trusting you with it. And you choose not to stress it out. You say, I'm giving it to you. Like literally, like you take this thing here and you hand it over to God, and you say, this is in your hands now, Father. I'll let you take care of it. And you step back. Now, I know the mind is still gonna wander, but you have to remind yourself, I have given the matter to God. I'm gonna leave it in his hands. Watch what he does, right? After you do that, you gotta get busy. Because if you don't get busy, an idle mind is the devil's workshop. You're gonna become more stressed out. Take my yoke upon you. What he does automatically, he gives you something to do. Get involved either in church, get involved in ministry, get involved in some community outreach, get involved in something that is outside of yourself. In other words, do something for somebody else. The yoke of Christ could represent the work of Christ. Just unite with Jesus in doing different things. And he tells you, learn of me. So in that process, get to know Jesus, spend time in his word, and he tells you what you will find at the end. You rest unto your soul. There's so much happening here in this verse. We can say on and say, you can say so much more. But the point of the matter is, the best solution to anxiety is to pour out your heart to God, get busy in the kingdom of God, and spend time getting to know Jesus. He will give you rest in return. That is the biblical answer. Now, this doesn't negate the fact sometimes you might need some medication. Sometimes you might need to go see a counselor. Sometimes you might need to see a therapist of some sort. There is a place for that. But I will say, try Jesus first before you go to anybody else. Okay, so thank you so much for checking this one out with me. All right, let's look at what's happening.